What I saw is, so the restream, there's both a personal entity and a company entity. It was on the personal one. Okay, I can't move this camera back any further. I tilted it up. I don't want to tilt it up so much that you can no longer see the table.
Okay.
Shit. Here, let me...
I'm gonna cut your head off.
Let me see if I can work.
Just take it more towards the door. And then you get all the depth you want.
Here, I need you to move the table. Oh. Bring a little towards me. Yeah, swing it that way. Or pull towards you on that corner. Now push the entire thing. Yeah. Geometric, bitch. Okay.
And now you're thinking.
Do you have the mic? All right, good. Stay where you are. I'm going to focus on your chest. Oh. What?
Jordan's, the comments were, I didn't realize it was live already, and it's got your profanity were the first words on our live stream.
Perfect.
We're new at this, everybody. We're trying the Restream product as we get going, but yeah, we'll try to not get ourselves destroyed that quickly. I don't think Kevin realized we were all the way live.
I didn't realize you had all of them pre-checked. It went live.
Off we go.
Yeah.
This is how live works, I suppose, as we're learning.
Okay, also starting on the TikTok side. Here, you start the talking. I just want to confirm some of these are looking or sounding normal.
We are, the gist of today's plan is to get this Gigabyte server up and running. This is our first 4-node 2U liquid-cooled server. That's why it ships with these 4 boxes with the cold plates and the tubing and quick disconnect and everything in there. We've got 8 CPUs from AMD. These are all 4 blades or 2 CPU blades. We've got that going on. The only thing we're short of is DRAM, and that's because we're going to harvest the Kingston RAM out of this 1U guy that you may not be able to see over my shoulder that has our 1696 gig DIMMs in it of DDR5. Once that testing's done, we'll take those DDR5 modules, split them up in the 4 twin proc AMD blades or nodes and get this thing operational. But we're pretty excited about it. This is the biggest liquid cooled server we've had in, 4 nodes, 2U again. And it'll connect up to our CoolIT CDU manifold. These are all CoolIT plates in the... Maybe you want to put your coffee somewhere else.
Where am I? Oh.
Perfect. So there's that.
Why don't we take some out?
What's that?
Why don't we take some out?
Well, I thought we'd intro the server first and then get into the...
Why not? But this will allow us to... We can intro the server. I just want to get rid of this box or tower of boxes.
Okay. So the server itself is the Gigabyte H273-Z80-LAW1.
It's the law.
Yes, and they have actually two different models of this server. One's got 24 bays of storage across the front, which is ours, which I assume is 6 SSDs per blade.
Yeah, it has to be.
It must be, right? And they've got another one with fewer drives, but with this being liquid cooled and the way they're set up, we've got the full drive sets. As I alluded to before, this is a partnership with CoolIT on the cold plates. So we've already got the CoolIT CDU, the internal liquid to air version, right?
Yeah.
And we've already retrofitted a Dell R760 with the CoolIT plates and saw a massive drop in wattage consumed with the system. We were down 200 watts with the CPU at 100%. With the liquid loop versus the traditional air cooled, and we also got about a 6% boost in performance. So with this, with the density of these 4-node 2U systems, the liquid cooling plates should add a lot of value.
Yes. Let's get them out.
Just yes. Kevin's itching to get into the
I just want to get
toys.
rid of the boxes. We'll take a few out. I need to grab the CPUs still out of the office.
So what's interesting is...
Nice.
I'll wait till Kevin walks. Oh, you're going to go around? Okay. So what's interesting is these come with the thermal paste pre-applied. They come with the thermal paste pre-applied, harder to say than you might think. And the tubes are already pre-spaced, pre-sized for the exact deployment of each one of these nodes. So these will look, while the cold plates may be similar to like what's used in a power edge, these will be, I almost said cabled, tubed up differently based on the system.
And they are pre-filled and pressure tested, I believe.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. The other thing that's interesting, and these may be hard to see, I'll have to shoot B-roll for the long form on these, but they come with two options of these PCIe brackets that have the little guillotine holes cut out. We'd like to use the video for the full length, so if you keep throwing crap off the side, it's not going to be super great.
Perhaps.
No. Anyway, so you've got these little PCIe brackets with the little guillotine head units for the tubes to pass through. So once this is inserted into your server, they've got an easy egress out to the manifold.
Yes, without those and the sharp edges, you'd probably slice the tube very fast.
Well, you'd be at higher risk anyway. So Kevin shall continue
Here, I'll carefully pass it to you.
Yeah, I'll nicely set it down. Yeah.
It was quiet. Look at this. It's much less intrusive if I pass over the gigantic pink styrofoam.
They're asking for more sound. I don't know if we can affect that on the restream, more volume.
Possibly. Let me give it a shot real quick.
I doubt it's for us to yell louder. So give us a second as we
Okay.
monkey with that a little bit.
Is this any better?
How's that for sound? Is that any better for anyone able to listen in?
That's a massive pile of CoolIT. Oh, I need to get the CPUs.
I thought you went to go get the CPUs already.
No, I went to get a knife.
I'll just shoot B-roll while Kevin goes and hunts down the box of CPUs. A little better is the response on the sound. Needs 10% more. All right, I'll send him back to the mixer. We do appreciate your feedback and flexibility, as this is our first restream effort to get this content out to multiple platforms. They want 10% more sound.
It's maxed. I'll see if I can pump the gain. Which platform is being weak?
That looks like YouTube feedback that it was a little better but needs more.
Okay, is this better? That's up an extra 10%.
Any better on sound at this level, guys? We're getting some I can hear you fine. Yes, there we go. All right, sound is better.
All right, we have 300 people on TikTok.
Welcome to the TikTokers. We appreciate your support and your love and the
Okay.
hearts and likes. Okay, so to
How do we
recap.
want to get the wrapper office server?
I don't know yet. To recap, we've got this Gigabyte 4-node 2U server. It's a AMD box. It supports 2 of the 9004 EPYCs in each node. AMD sent us this nice box of 8 CPUs for this project, so we're pretty enthusiastic about that. Gigabyte's partnered with CoolIT on the cold plates. So we've got 4 sets of these cold plates, 2 each for the CPUs. Everything comes pre-filled, pre-measured, everything. It's dead simple to drop these in, we hope. And then
Hope is the key word here.
hope is the key word. And we also already have our CoolIT manifold and CDU behind me. So while Kevin fights the tape,
He used a lot of tape. I'm afraid to force it
Just
and then
rip
launch
it.
some CPUs on the floor.
you always just, yeah, there you go. Lean
Why?
into
But
it.
it's not.
Yeah,
Ah, okay, there we go.
put your back into it.
Let's see, is there a price on the shipping invoice?
Hopefully 0.
Yeah, these are the 9554s. So how
AMD
many-
EPYC 9554 times 8 is what we've got inside
it's
here.
a nice heavy brick of CPUs.
It is heavy.
And while the CPUs are nice, I love the unpacking material. We're always running low of that.
You're more interested in the bubbles?
Yes. Well, let's see. How are we going to get the wrapper off this? Or should I just slice it off? Because we're probably not sending it back.
Oh, the anti-static glue wrapper?
Yeah, just kind of, I'll tilt this joint. And then we'll,
What did you do? You lost your cutter already?
no, I need more space on this side.
No. Don't knock my Topo Chico. We'll have the most ultimate liquid-cooled server.
Yeah, the only thing we don't have available at the moment is the RAM.
Yes, I made the comment earlier. We're going to be taking the RAM out of the 1U server that you may not be able to see, the E1S server. That's got 16 of the 96 gig DIMMs, DDR5, 5600 megahertz from Kingston. So once that project is done, we'll be salvaging those and distributing them across these nodes.
Okay, B-roll,
Yeah,
you ready?
yeah.
I feel like I need a new blade on this thing. I've broken off so many new sections of this. Come on, buddy. Here, take those little pieces. I would hold it like that, but you see it starts to fan open. I've dropped CPUs that way before.
Great.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was hoping that the bottom 2 trays would have 3 apiece.
That's pretty fancy. So do we apply the thermal paste on the top or on the pins for better conductivity?
Thankfully, the thermal paste is already applied.
Oh.
excuse me while I get B-roll, and don't get excited yet. I also want photos.
B-roll and P-roll, portrait roll.
All right. So while Kevin gets his coffee, but Ryan, we're not breaking anything yet. We are attempting to get this Gigabyte 4-node 2U server going. We've got, I've already forgotten, what do we say, 9554s?
Yeah.
9554s going into this with the CoolIT liquid cold plates. We'll throw that in our rack farthest down to the left, which has our CoolIT CDU and manifold. Fire that bad boy up. All we're missing is DRAM, so we will have to harvest some DRAM from another system at a later time to get all the way there.
Set up right now.
I feel like you should be capturing all of that.
Well, how about? Well, we have 4 more to go.
You have 3 more to go.
Sure. Okay. Do you want to do B-rolls? I'm doing this one.
No, I don't really care about your torque wrenching, but we should at least get some photographs. Our hope is to be able to do a full-length YouTube video as a result of this one, but so far we've made so many errors, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have a lot of success with that.
Well, at least the errors started first. We can just crop those out.
No, I think you've continued the errors into this process, to be honest. So Kevin's futzing around looking to figure out where we can apply our new guillotine. So on the back of the nodes, they've just got the blanks in here, so we'll have to replace one of those blanks with the guillotine so that the tubes can pass out through these little, I mean, that's where you would put your head in, right? And then they would off with your head and slice the blade?
I would prefer having that one because it would be not off with your head because there's no...
Your head's too big to fit in here?
Well...
Yeah, but you could lose a fingertip in this thing pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right, so Kevin's going to work through that. They did send both full height and these little shorties. We just need the shorties. Kevin's, did you just unscrew the handle?
No, there's 3 screws that hold in this riser.
I'll move these out of the way.
Yes, the more we get done...
I prefer to not dump all these on the floor.
Main question is... Okay, alright. Which one's less wrapped up?
Yeah. I assume, yes, it goes that way and not the, not the other way.
Yeah, that other way would be bringing sadness.
So what's interesting about the cold plates from CoolIT is that, like I said, the core plate is relatively similar for each one of the products, but the distance on the tubing is all custom for the deployment, and then of course the screw holes will match whatever the socket is. Are you right at the stopper?
Yeah, I don't save a lot of little plastic caps. Those things I do save.
I found those on the floor all over the place.
Not the ones that we use. Well, not those specifically.
So normally, not normally, often when you buy liquid cooled servers from an integrator, this work would already be done. So since we're taking a, I don't even know what it is, 6? Is that what level this is? When you take the white box and you're doing this work, the customer wouldn't typically be doing this. The VAR, their partner in the channel, would be doing this work.
I'm trying to think of like how this should go and still be able to insert into the server.
Well, we'll find out. After we get this first one done, the next 3 should be a lot easier.
I'll probably forget it by that point.
I don't know that it'll be any better for live stream video, but this is...
Wait.
Which way does it go to lock? Down.
The other way.
Yeah. You got to feed it back through. It's almost as if you could have looked at the other 3 at your abdomen to see which way would have been better.
Well, the other, like, I had to move. Oh, yeah. I'm professional.
And you want to screw that all in snug before you actually lock the plates in, or you feel?
Well, these things I can move them in and out. I didn't want to have. I want to get this thing right before I have to redo the thermal paste. You don't want to see me do thermal paste.
I sometimes wonder if we should do these as live streams and show the magic behind the scenes, and I use the word magic in the most loose possible way. But here we are, and you guys will have to tell us if this is entertaining or not, because quite frankly, I'm more terrified than entertained, although I'm watching it in real time as we put this together with, I know this will surprise you, this is not rehearsed, nor is it practiced. So I
Hold
know,
that dude up for a sec.
I know you would think with this level of professionalism that you're witnessing at this point, that you would think, man, those guys must have spent all day yesterday prepping for this video to get this right today. I assure you, 'tis not the case.
So the one thing that's a little bit different on this than Dell's implementation, they may have the little traces to detect for leak detection, but there's no wiring off these plates.
To the motherboard.
Yeah, so there'd be no leak detection at this level.
Okay. I wonder if that's a limitation of A speed. We'll have to look into that at some point. I know you've got 4 things over here. I don't know how you keep losing your bits. So we're fortunate enough to have the patented, I think, AMD torque wrench that gives us the exact pressure we need.
1.5 meters, 13.3 inch-pounds.
That, which we always get asked about in terms of how much torque pressure is required to secure these processors. I really think it would have been easier to just to do the cold plates first, but
Then wait, the cold plate's on before the CPUs?
no, the cold plate's on before the PCIe.
Well, because of the ordering, I don't really want to be drilling out rivets to then undo this side. So.
That's fine. You go. That's a good point. If something goes horribly wrong, we'll at least have captured it on
In
video.
HD?
So there's that, which yeah, as long as AMD and CoolIT and Gigabyte and Kingston aren't watching this, how could this come back to hurt us? So we're trying to stream, and I don't know if it's actually working on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. And in addition to those, Kevin's got us rigged up with TikTok directly. So we're trying to hit all of our favorite places. I'll admit, I'm not able to follow the comments on all of them, and I'm not even sure it's working on all 5 or 6 of those
I
platforms.
see comments going over there, so something's working.
I don't have that little thing on my...
Wait, here, log into TikTok on your phone.
I am, but I don't think I can't take over, I can't watch our own live stream, I don't think.
Don't you have a separate account?
No.
Oh. Oh, so that's why the feed's gone that direction.
What's that?
The feed.
What about it?
The TikTok feed.
I can't see it from the phone if we're streaming it from the account over there?
I know.
Oh. I guess I need a TikTok alt.
Yes. Yes, if you follow my alt, I play Fortnite at night.
Yes. Yeah, YouTube's alive, which is... no, I said torque wrench, not twerk wrench. That is an important just clarification.
Ooh, we do have that SpaceX torch wrench.
That's not a wrench.
We
No.
could make it into a wrench and be a torch at the same time.
Yeah, well. So this is our first grand adventure on Restream. We hope it's useful. We hope it's working.
Everyone enjoys it as much as we do. Okay, well, I think the first one's done.
It does look done. Let's take a look. Oh, you're going to
I'm going to move some bits out of here.
clean up your mess a little bit. So that took about 15 minutes to secure to get one blade done. You checked in on our TikTok audience. Are they happy?
It's a Gigabyte server. So I'm thinking about maybe
Wait, are
the
the
best.
TikTok people happy?
Yes,
Okay.
615 of them.
That's good.
so-
Welcome in.
We should probably start stacking them. At least that gets these things out of the way.
Do you think you should just put it back in the server chassis?
No, because then I would have all these things sticking out at me.
All right, we'll scoot it. You look like, oh, this is so bad. Was it the Borg in Star Trek that had all the tubes?
So I thought you were going to go the approach of like Doc Ock.
So what I found out, oh, great. You did give yourself enough space. All right, so what I found out is that on the Instagram, I pulled that up. I actually had to click the go button, which I didn't do.
Oh,
So it's going now, but it appears to be a time delay because
yeah. So
that's already happened.
I
So
think
it's not real live.
so. TikTok is our most live,
Yeah.
and then we have. It's probably 3 seconds into Restream, and then another like 5 seconds from Restream out.
Okay.
So if you want to hear swear words in real time, use TikTok.
I don't know. I don't see anything happening on X. I'm not really sure.
I've never seen a live stream on X, so I have no idea where that
I
would
know
be.
Veeam likes to use it, and I just don't. I don't think we initiated it properly. So I don't know. That may not have worked. We'll have to. Again, you're participating in a real-time study with us, and I am unaware if LinkedIn went. Oh, LinkedIn did go, which is probably the worst
How
place.
long has it been going?
I have no idea, but it's probably the absolute worst place for us to be with this particular live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way it started.
Okay,
But-
well, when I was on mine initially, you'd add the things on, and then you'd click start.
Yeah, thankfully there's no comments, so hopefully no one's actually paying attention to the LinkedIn one.
No one sees it.
That's our social media strategy, is to do a bunch of stuff and then hope people don't see it, which is a little bizarre approach.
Is it possible to stream this in our email newsletter?
You want to stream it in the newsletter?
Yes, if that's even
The
possible.
newsletter does come out today. It's a Tuesday edition in the evening normally. So you can subscribe to that on storageview.com if you want the weekly digest. Or we do it on LinkedIn also. So if you want to check out the Storage Review account on LinkedIn, that is an option as well.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this one correctly this time. Three screws out.
So while Kevin's working on this, I'm going to check out some of the other feedback here. Hello, can I join work with your company? If you want to come to Cincinnati and don't mind being grossly unpaid, then sure. Andy Chow, thanks for the roses. That's very nice. We appreciate that. A lot of internationals checking in. I'm glad to see you all. I hope you're having fun with this. We're having a good time getting these cold plates installed on this Gigabyte server. These are AMD EPYC 9004 class CPUs. So that's all cruising along and happening. We've got the CoolIT CDU. We intend to get that fired up, connected to the manifold, and now we have one liquid-cooled server, and after this we will have 5 liquid-cooled servers in this 4-node 2U platform, and then of course the Dell R760, which we already have. So you still did it this way the second time. I thought you might change your angle of approach.
No, the one thing I will change is I'm going to put this one on first, because before I was like...
It was tight.
Yeah. It didn't really come with instructions, so...
Life doesn't come with instructions. Some of this stuff you got to figure out for yourself. All right, let's see. Let me go back to the YouTube crew, see what other...
I do think we're going to start streaming to Twitch.
Thankfully, still nobody watching on LinkedIn. Yes, watch us almost break sponsors' equipment. And we're probably sitting on, everyone's going to say, hey, what does that cost? I'll take 4. I really don't know. The CPUs at this point, I don't know what 9554s go for retail. Maybe
like 7?
I think they're probably closer to 10. But we've got 8 of those. The Gigabyte server, just as a reminder on that, is...
You actually found a price?
The H23Z80 LAW1. This is the one that has 24 NVMe bays across the front. They do have a version that has just 8, but this has got all 24. And then of course the cold plates from CoolIT, and I don't even have any. I couldn't even guess what those cost, to be honest. I really have no idea.
My guess is probably $1,500 a pop. I mean for like
each set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really don't know. I guess if somebody wanted to dive into some pricing configurator, I guess you could spec out an R760 air-cooled and an R760 liquid-cooled. I don't know if they show that on the configurator.
Oh, yeah.
But somebody probably knows and could tell us what a set of cold plates costs. Again, I've got no idea.
It's almost like we could email the CoolIT people and say...
Yeah, but CoolIT won't want to tell us. Yeah, Gigabyte might tell us if there's, what the up cost is on the cold plates. It's a fair question.
I'm not used to dealing with servers this lightweight and doing a little torque work. Keeps on spinning the server.
Just double checking my email to make sure we don't have a cease and desist from Gigabyte or AMD on doing this live stream. So far we're good. So I think we're picking up momentum, though. I will have to say we started out this stream quite poorly, if I have to be fair.
Oh shit, it's going.
Yeah. That wasn't our greatest intro to our audience. The fact that we did not know that we were actually live and broadcasting was also problematic. But I feel like after 20-something minutes that we're really coming into our own at this point.
Yeah, we'll need to get another maybe move one of those things over here to have an overview
the
shot.
Overhead. Yeah, we'll work on scenes and some different things to make it better. But right now we're just trying to work out the deployment kinks and understanding, like with Instagram, that we forgot to go live. Oops. I have no idea if it's going on the Facebook either.
So the ones that are doing portrait, what does it look like?
The ones that are doing what?
Portrait. Are any of them doing portrait?
Yeah, it's just you.
Oh, perfect.
But you may want to center your stuff so that you're not screwing off camera. So come right with your stack here for the next one.
And it's kind of surprising because some of those wanted to do a feed with bars.
Yeah, you still need to come over more and more. What, like
Why don't we
6
just
or 8
shift
inches?
Oh wait, no. If we shift the table, it's going to mess it up for everything else.
Right.
Okay.
You're better. All right, so we've made it to node 3 at this point, and I'm feeling more confident than ever in our collective talents.
Our chances of catastrophic failure are going down.
They're going down, yeah,
Yeah.
by at least a half, because we've secured half of the CPUs and half of the cold plates. And aside from those jumping off the backside of the table, which is not impossible, you know, we've
Yeah, I
covered
know
off
the
on them
half
pretty
size.
well. Kevin's requesting another half-height guillotine, which I've delivered to him.
Yeah, there was this time on this old HP server that I accidentally bent a couple of pins. I got to turn on again.
I don't think you're supposed to say that on TV.
Well, whoever got that server in one of the giveaways, it was one of our GPU boxes. It's that system.
And it is a good reminder while Kevin's talking about that. We have a very active Discord, so if you enjoy this and you need more, you need real-time access to Kevin, Jordan, the intern. I'm quite useless in the Discord, but I'm there if you want to talk about flying Delta and staying at Marriott. And actually, I might have converted to Hilton in just the last week. I was at Veeam's event. Hilton was strong.
So
Very
last
strong.
night, like 10:30, we had some Discord members talking about organic chemistry. It was kind of interesting. I think it was like how to melt something, like people.
All I know is that I wasn't smart enough to take organic chemistry, and that the people in college that did, that were like pre-med, that was the class that washed people out, made you reconsider
All your poor
your
decisions.
future in life. Yeah.
I didn't want to be here. Stop
Yes,
it.
just because my mom or dad, here, get your thing. Oh, you're
Just go.
feeding it first. Yes, just because my mom or dad said I should be a doctor doesn't mean surviving OChem was as easy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, so these are very precious connections. They're dripless fittings for the liquid lines, and the sealing edge is both on the outside and the inside, so I don't really want to get those scratched.
This is the only time where Kevin takes a connector or plug or a security device off of something and then
Puts it right back
puts
on.
it back on, which is telling. There's transceiver slot covers all over the floor and underneath the rack.
Can transceivers dump gallons of liquid on the floor at night, though?
Not gallons, there's not that much in that tube.
I'd be more worried about the CDU.
There's not that much in the CDU. It'll be fine. That's what a lot of businesses are worried about with liquid cooling, but honestly, the direct-to-chip liquid cold plates are the absolute easiest way to get started. And there will be a lot of people that say, no, I don't want it in my data center, and I'm not going to argue the point. You're not wrong. If you have an air-cooled server, it's not going to leak, right?
We had that HP system. It was air-cooled. liquid lines inside though.
That was a closed loop. And so you'll see some closed loops, and if you don't know that you have water in the data center, then maybe you can get
What?
by with ignorance. But uh,
What doesn't terrify you only makes you
everyone we're
stronger?
talking to on the infrastructure side is going to at least be using a radiator, if not a full liquid loop, in probably the next, maybe even the next product cycle. So the big 8U boxes you're seeing now that were at Computex, that were at Supercompute last year, at GTC this spring, there may not be a lot more generations of those left.
Did you pop one of the covers off?
No.
Weird.
Was it loose?
Unless it popped off, and I have no recollection of popping that one off.
I picked one up. I picked up a set, so if it could have been loose.
Okay, maybe that was it. I was like, how is that not off?
All right. So we are now almost 3/4 of the way through the installation of the CPUs and cold plates.
I really
So
want
far,
an
no
impact driver
problems.
for this.
What's that?
I really want an impact driver for this.
I don't think that would be good. Power tools are not really.
My hand would feel better right now.
Yeah. There's some concerns about the coffee on the servers, but none about the Topo Chico next to the CPUs, so that's good. Cheers. Cold brewed coffee from the CDU. Oh man.
Remember that planter
liquid
we
be-
had on top over here? That I was like, it'll never cause any problems?
Right.
And then it started dumping water on top of the lithium UPS. That was fantastic.
I wonder though if we could harness the heat from our CDU. We can't connect it to facility water in our office condo here, but
We don't pay for water. We can just have it running loop.
just dump it out the window.
Yeah. Water the tree.
Um,
Okay.
no, this is not an alcoholic Topo Chico. This is just the mineral water Topo Chico. Here,
This is why I'm confused. There's only 3 over here.
maybe you already put one away or dropped one.
No.
All right, well, carry on. Number 4.
What time is it? Okay.
251.
I'm glad this thing is heavy enough that like when I take out the last one, it's not going to go.
All right. So on to the last one. We need one more of these little brackets.
Oh, I forgot to bring my Wolfpack shirt with me today.
Oh, that's the big one. Where the?
What are you trying to find? Oh.
All right, so again, we've got to replace the little PCIe bracket on the back of of each one of these to make room for the little tubes to pass out. And they've got these little rubber stoppers here, which have actually,
Grommets.
grommets, yes. Whoever lined these up, because they do move, did it just about perfectly, because you haven't had to move them very far for any of those installations, yeah.
It's almost like with enough money you could engineer a solution to something.
Well, but they're not static, they wiggle. These are not trained professionals, but absolutely do not do this at home. Has anyone cried about ESD yet? I'm sure they have.
We have our ESD stuffed animal somewhere up there.
There's always one.
But what ESD is there when you're working with liquid?
I'm not sure that we're working with liquid just yet as you
There's liquid in
get
these?
your taco covered hands all over the CPUs.
God, there's enough humidity in this room that I'd be shocked if anything could get
shocked.
Yes.
Shocked. Literally.
And I was not aware of the shock that comes with discharging a CO2 fire extinguisher. That was an impressive shock. It felt like a stun gun into my foot.
Yes, you had that fun today, didn't you? Yes, our Cintas rep came through today to check all of our fire extinguishers. And for all of you that think we totally shrug off safety,
We do.
we do not. We have fire extinguishers in the building, including that real heavy guy that's designed for electrical fires, right?
Yeah, I think it was just we didn't want to murder a rack of servers with dry chemical.
No, I don't want to murder a rack of servers.
IS3s we should have said unalived.
What?
For the word.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. No, actually, on the ESD front, we've never actually lost a device to ESD, we don't think. I mean, we've had devices fail, but not normally from ESD.
We had one SSD. The social media individual that we had.
Well, that's because she drug her feet on the carpet, right?
It was that. It was like middle of winter, and it sparked going from her hand into mine and destroyed the controller on that thing.
So we've lost one crummy SSD overall this time. But we will get a lot of ESD complaints, which is okay. We'll take that abuse. If it means you're watching, I don't really care what you say. That's the funniest thing to me about the feedback we get on social media. We get all these sick burns about our ineptitude, which...
I'm honestly, well, I don't know what I could say on a live without getting dinged for it.
It'll be okay. All right, so is Kevin, oh, you're almost done. You're just getting that last bracket in. It's actually quite beautiful to see from here. It's not exactly like the Himalaya mountains, but there is something modern about having all these liquid-cooled servers together up here, and
It's like watching snakes on a plane.
the best thing about it, the power savings from liquid cooling is really compelling, but the best thing is the fan speed is so low, which is actually what contributes to the power savings, that when these are running, hopefully, if it's like the R760, they'll be so quiet.
If we destroy them.
Yeah, it will, if we get that far,
Come on.
which is never a guarantee.
Come on, buddy. There we go.
Yeah, but everything's measured properly. Everything's strapped down, coming from the back up through the front. Just really, really well executed. It's probably because CoolIT is Canadian. They seem to be a little more precision oriented.
Didn't you ask them for that berry concoction that they never sent us?
Yeah, we didn't get any of that berry spread. There's some sort of fancy berry spread. We would have a quiet set if we liquid cooled everything, but still, since we're not connected to facility water, liquid cooling only helps us so much. We still have to contend with the heat, but we just had a call with BP earlier today about submersion cooling. We're talking to Childine. We're going to go visit them actually in a couple weeks out in Carlsbad. They've got a different negative pressure system for direct plate. We're talking to Zutacore. We're talking to the Submer guys, the GRC guys actually later today that have a tank for cooling. There's so much going on in this space. Like I said, we think that direct to plate in some form is going to be the first way. Well, maybe an internal loop with a radiator is the first way, but this will be a fast follow in the enterprise in terms of adopting liquid cooling. It just makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. The systems could get better on notification, leak detection, remediation. That will come. And the other thing that we really need to see is some universal standards around the connectors, around the manifolds.
Do I get a notification if the power
connectors.
leaks?
What's that?
Do I get notification if the power leaks?
Power leaks? No.
Yeah.
Well, if the power goes off, you get that.
Well, I mean, if it's like throwing sparks out the side, I don't get leak detection for that.
Do you think you should?
Well, I mean, if these systems are built perfectly, why would they ever leak?
Well, but the reality is they will leak, and someone's going to have that horror story, and it's going to have to be dealt with. But
Hopefully it's not our lab.
yeah, hopefully not ours. But these would be warranty components, and we'll have to see what happens when these get a little more public in terms of people that have adopted liquid loops and do have some sort of issues.
Well, yeah, and so what is kind of fun with this versus a consumer type of liquid cooling setup is, let's say one node goes offline and you need to do repair. You can disconnect this stuff live. These are dripless under pressure, so you can pop out one single node disconnected from the loop, and it's not going to spray fluid, it's not even going to drip fluid.
Sure.
And it allows you to do a lot of the servicing side that you probably are not going to be doing live on a consumer rig.
No, and it's a fair point that the one system doesn't impact anything else in the loop. So if you do need to pull a system, you do need to disconnect it from the manifold, obviously. And if you're dealing with like a server on rails, you're going to want to do that before you try to slide that bad boy out.
Yeah.
And rip it from the manifold. But otherwise, to replace DRAM or CPU or whatever, once it's in, it's not that many more steps. I guess it'd be a little more work if you had to replace this CPU, for instance, because you'd want to take off both cold plates. But
Yeah, you're not saving the work of. You'd be using your little impact wrench to undo it.
oh, it'd be faster.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's
we've got
there
the
together.
CPUs
No RAM.
in, we've got the cold plates on. We just are short the DRAM, so we're not going to take this all the way through to boot today. We've got to wait for the server, the E1S server that's testing with 32 SSDs right now. That'll be wrapped up in a little while, and then we'll take some of that Kingston DRAM, distribute it. What do we get? We're going to get 2 DIMMs per blade per CPU.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be a little light on DRAM, but we're not using this for intensive testing. This is more of
Not
a
yet.
proof of concept work.
Yeah.
But if you do have a large set of DRAM you want to send us, you feel free.
Yes, I think it was the DDR5 5600. Is that?
That's the Kingston.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We just need a little bit. A little bit.
a little bit. So there it is. There's our first Restream live that had plenty of bumps and bruises, but overall not so bad. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll keep trying to do these and share more of the behind the scenes of the professionals in the Storage View lab. All right, do you know how to stop it?
Um, I hope so.
Yeah, and make sure that we're stopped before you start using profanity again.
Okay, did we go over 25 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, stop recording. Ending there.